Today we're going to talk about how to research your paper, how to get some of the best information so that it'll make your paper a little easier to write. My name is Judith Girardi and I'm one of the librarians here at evc.edu. If you ever need to get in touch with one of the librarians, you can email librarian@evc.edu. First, let's talk briefly about the research process. First, you select a topic and then you do some research and you write the paper. But it's a little bit more detailed than that. After you select your topic, a really good idea is to find out as much background information as you can. Sometimes people think of that as looking at something like Wikipedia. If you find out a big, broad amount of information, then you can understand what some of the research means when you begin to see it. Instead of using Wikipedia, we have library sources that will give you background information. That's going to be encyclopedias and books, and I'll show you some of those today. After you've read some background information, you can focus your topic and make it a little bit smaller and see what some of the sub-issues are in your topic. After that, you find in-depth information, and then you evaluate all your information and cite it, and you're ready to write. Here are some of the best sources for background information that we have here in our databases. One is called Explora, and as you can see, it's an online encyclopedia. We also have Gale eBooks. That's a collection of books that are all encyclopedias and reference books. We have Encyclopedia Britannica online, as well as one called Issues and Controversies. Issues and Controversies will give you an overview of a topic so you can get the background, but it also gives you the pro and the con for certain controversial issues. For example, if you were to research gun control, it has people who are for gun control and people who are against and what the various arguments are. So that's a really valuable database as well. After you pick a topic, let's say you pick a topic like loneliness, you can narrow it down and then start looking for more in-depth information. That's going to be in things like Academic Search Complete, that's one of our databases, but also subject databases. We have databases that are specific to any subject that you might be doing. For example, we have psychology databases, we have science databases, we have business databases, one's for nursing, one's for education, etc. So if you have something like loneliness as a topic, you can do an overview, go into an encyclopedia and learn some of the basics about it. That would be everything from the brain chemistry to what its impact on society is. Then let's say you want to limit it or go down smaller. You can talk about the psychology of loneliness. Why does loneliness happen to people in various circumstances? For that, I would go to a psychology database like Psychology and Behavioral Science. If, for example, you'd like to see how loneliness affects people while they're in school, you might go to the education database, ERIC. That's going to give you articles on how loneliness affects school performance. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways to look at a topic to find information. Let's take a look at our databases now, and then we can sort of get an eye on what these databases look like. All right. So the first thing you do to get in is you go to evc.edu. From there, we want to get to the library. I always hit the magnifying glass. I go down to Support and Resources, and Library is the fourth on the list. From the library website, I go down to where it says Online Articles. Online Articles is going to be the one that has all of our databases listed, and you can take a look at them. We have 35 databases. I've already given you the names of some of them, so if you look across the top, you can find them by title. So let's say I go here and I go to Gale eBooks. That's the database I told you that has collections of encyclopedias and reference books. So I hit Gale eBooks. For you, when you want to go into a database, you're going to have to put in your single sign-on. This brings me to the database called Gale eBooks. I'm going to type in my topic. My topic is loneliness. Here in the Encyclopedia of Marriage and Family, there's 5 pages on this topic of loneliness. And it's specifically how loneliness affects a marriage and how it affects the family. This one here, the Corsini Encyclopedia of Psychology, has 3 pages on the topic of loneliness. So let's say I come here, I find this entry into this encyclopedia. It tells what loneliness is. It tells some of the consequences in social cognition and in health, etc. So let's say I like this particular article. I can come here and I can send it to myself. I can save it to my Google Drive, or I can email it. I can download it. I can also cite it. When I go to cite, you'll see that it has the MLA citation, which I will grab here. I'll copy it. And then I'm going to put it directly into one of my Word documents. You can put it into your Google Docs. I always have a document open so that I can just cut and paste and do my works cited right on the spot. So if I go here, I go and I start making my works cited. I'll have to fix it a little bit later, but for now, it's right there and ready for me. Okay, so let's go back to our database. And as you can see, these Gale ebooks are all about encyclopedias, specialty encyclopedias. I'm going to take you to another database now. As you can see, here's our database list. And I'm going to try one of my subject databases. I'll go down and let's say I'm really interested in psychology. So I'll go to the psychology database. Best bets here. Here's one called Psychology and Behavioral Sciences Collection. I get a search box and I'll type in my topic. And this one, instead of giving me full books or entries in books, it's going to give me lists of articles, peer-reviewed articles. So a lot of times, instead of just picking one instantly, I kind of browse through the names so I can see what some of the big deal topics are about loneliness and psychology. The first one, the role of school connectedness and friend contact in loneliness. Okay, so maybe I'm interested in how friends and having friends affects loneliness. Parent and friend relationship quality, once again. Here's loneliness and depression links, so I might go that route. Instead of going the family friend route, I might talk about depression and how it affects it. Let's see. Other things, political violence and loneliness. So you have a lot of options, and the more you look through the articles, even if you don't read them all, if you just glance through them, the more you begin to see what some of the big topics are around your the subject that you're going to write about. For me, I'm going to start writing about friend contact and loneliness. So I find an article I like. I go down to access options. It gives me 2 options. One is online full text. That's the option where it just gives you the text itself. I always choose instead the PDF, because what that does is it actually shows you what it looks like when it was published in the book or in the magazine or the journal. Because of that, I'm able to see not just the text, but any graphs, any charts, and any pictures that come along with it. So when it loads up, we'll be able to see that. Here's the way it was originally published. I have an abstract, which is just a summary telling me about it. I go down and I see all of the text. It has an analysis plan. It has any charts, any graphs, anything that you might want is right there. So once I find something I like, I can do just like I did last time. I can download it. I can share it, which is going to be to my Google Drive, my OneDrive, my email, etc. And once again, I can cite it. So I'm going to go to Citation, pull down to MLA. Here it is right here. So I grab it, I copy it, and I put it in that Word document that I have all set up. Right here, ready to go. So thank you for watching today. If you do have any questions, go to the library webpage, hit the chat box. You can put in your name and email, ask your question. It goes directly to the reference desk where somebody's sitting waiting to answer your call. Thanks for coming.